And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We're not at the end of this season, by no means. I think there's about another 13, maybe 14 episodes of this. But here we are. We are at the finals of the tournament. And what do we have? Todoroki versus Bakugo. Jesus, this is going to be an epic match.
Crazy match, probably.
This is going to be crazy. I don't know who's going to win.
Unless they pull some kind of yeah, you know, it's not unusual for an anime tournament to be interrupted all of a sudden.
Oh, yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Naruto.
Surely the villains would be suicidal to do so, though, at this point, because,
I mean,
you know, they got every hero basically, like, here hanging out watching this pretty much, so.
Yeah.
well, I mean, they made a point to attack Class A before in this,
Yeah.
so I mean,
Well, I think they were trying to take out. They had planned that out very well, but number one thing they didn't account for was how good Eraser Head was, and also how good Class A was, because they held their own in their own right. But they had to deal with you know, the handyman. I know he has an actual name, but I'm just going to keep calling him the handyman because
We haven't heard his real name yet. So.
I don't think we have.
well, I mean, that's the thing, though, is like if you had a stadium full of civilians, though, they had to mitigate that. I mean, that's what I would do.
They
But
could
there- but a lot
also
of the people in the stands are
possibly
heroes too.
they could possibly cause a distraction by pulling something huge somewhere outside of there and drawing a lot of the heroes away as well.
And then attack, yeah, they could.
So,
I'm just saying, because not all heroes are created equal in this. I mean,
You're definitely
because Todoroki is probably head and shoulders above every hero in the audience other than his dad. I mean, you know, that are the teachers and stuff.
Well, that's true.
So there are a lot of crappy heroes out there.
There are.
he has the potential to be, but it's still he's fighting with
Yeah.
the whether or not he wants to use the fire.
Well, I think he's more attuned with using the fire now because, you know.
I think Bakugo might draw him back out in this match if the match goes uninterrupted, though. Like draw the fire back out of him.
Well, yeah. I think the whole thing with him using the fire, I think Deku made him realize that, yeah, you can use this and have it be yours. It doesn't have to be anything to do with your father, unless you let it be. And he's right.
So Bakugo could either be strong enough that he has to use it if he wants to win, or he could end up starting the match being like, "Hey, don't patronize me. Come at me full force." You know?
Exactly. And I think that's effectively what might happen.
Yeah.
And Todoroki is still fairly new at using his fire powers, so he might be inexperienced with them. But we'll have to see. I mean, we got the episode queued up here. Let's give it a watch and let's see what happens. I am kind of scared, but let's see.
I'm excited about.
A hand. A right. A left hand.
ショートのあの子の左側が時折とても醜く思えてしまうの。全力でかかってこい。
緑谷と戦うまで考えるなんてこと考えもしなかった。お母さん、俺は。
What's up, homie? Shut the door.
いや間違えたのは俺だけどよ。決勝相手にその態度は。おいおいおい。どこ見てんだよ、半分野郎が。昔からあんななのか、緑谷は。
君が助けを求める顔してた。
You press the Midoriya button.
大丈夫？立てる？
なクソなどうでもいいから俺にも使ってこいや。左の
Hey,
方。
there it is.
Yeah. I had a feeling that might be the case.
Just
I
a
think
very,
he's too cocky to be able to win this.
just an unpleasant person.
He's just... I'm not sure what it is about him, dude. He's just got an eternal chip on his shoulder for some reason. Whoa,
Damn.
big rush attack. Oh, that's right. Incoming.
Still coming.
ゆえに攻め方が大雑把だ。
Oh.
寝てんのかバカ。
Oh, very nice.
左を使え。使えショート。
Shut the fuck up if you want him to.
俺じゃ力不足かよ。てめえコケにすんのも大概にしろよ。ぶっ殺すだ。俺が取んのは完膚なきまでの1位なんだよ。ナメプのクソカスに勝っても取れねえんだよ。俺だってヒーローに。
There you go.
悪い爆豪。轟くん負けるな。頑張れ。緑やん。
Uh-oh.
クソナードが。
Everybody's so obsessed with that little dork.
そうだそうだよ。俺の前にここに立っていいぞ。
Whoa, that's cool.
頭回してハウサーインパクト。
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
轟は緑谷戦での超爆風を打たなかったようだが、勝敗の行方は果たして。
火消しやがった。
Wait,
Shit.
What? He
he's,
is.
he's not technically
Also,
touching the
kind of
ground.
worried that he might be dead
お
though.
いふざけんなよ。意味ねえって言っただろうがクソが。こんな石になってこんなの。
轟くん場外よって爆豪くんの勝ち。
起きてからずっと暴れてんだよ。
Fucking really?
知らねえ1位だな。もはやアッキラ説。
3位には常闇くんともう一人飯田くんがいるんだけど、ちょっとお家の事情で早退になっちゃったのでご了承くださいね。
メディア意識。突然だが僕は早退させてもらう。兄がヴィランにやられた。え、兄ってインゲリウムが。ああ、
お兄さんの容体は。
詳しいことはわからない。だから直に行って確かめてくる。
田くんのためにもどうか無事でいてくれ。
今年メダルを贈呈するのはもちろんこの人。
Ornamento!
我らがビールを
かぶった
お闇少年
Kokoyami.
強いな君は。もったいないお言葉。ただ相性さを覆すには個性に頼りきりじゃダメだ。轟少年おめでとう。決勝で左側を収めてしまったのは訳があるのかな。緑谷戦できっかけをもらってわからなくなってしまいました。生産しなきゃならないものがまだある。顔が以前と全然違う。深くは聞くまいよ。今の君ならきっと生産できる。さて爆豪少年とこりゃあんまりだ。選手先生の伏線回収見事だったな。こんな一番何の価値もねえんだよ。世間が認めても自分が認めてなきゃゴミなんだよ。こうすぎ。
Jesus Christ.
メダルは受け取っとけよ。自分の傷として決して忘れぬよう。いらねえっつってんだろが。まあまあだからいらねえってこんな感じで最後に一言皆さんご唱和ください。せーの、お疲れ様でした。
It should have been Plus Ultra. Let's be honest. I mean, come on, that's the kind of the moniker for the whole damn school. Plus Ultra.
つうことで 明日明後日は休校だ。体育祭を観戦したプロフィールから指名などもある
What's wrong with him?
それはこっちでまとめて休み明けに発表する。ドキドキしながらしっかり休んで
Gonna
お
be
け。
angry for a whole year now.
廊下を走らないでください。天や。
兄さんの容体は兄さん
ほら天や。静かにマスクを。
先ほど麻酔が切れて目覚めました。まだ朦朧としてますね。
天や母さん
兄さん先生兄さん
Mask.
ごめんな天や兄ちゃん負けちまった
Aw,
At least he's not dead.
翔太
That's a big plus.
どこ行くの？
病院
Thought for sure they killed him.
急にどうした？っていうか翔太、それお父さんに言わなくていいの？
Is that one of his sisters, I
I
guess?
think so. Well, keep in mind there were a whole bunch of them that he was not allowed to be around because his father wanted him to not associate with those who weren't on the same level as him.
あの日以来自分の存在がお母さんを追い詰めてしまうから会わなかった。理想のヒーローになるには会って話をたくさん話をしないと。お母さんたとえ望まれてなくたって助け出す。それが俺のスタートラインだとそう思ったからだ。
That's a good starting line.
Is there an after credits on this one?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah, there is. Okay.
あれ？鍵開いとる？
来たね。
Oh
That was
god!
horrifying.
Scared the shit out of me.
どうした娘を見て。
Ew.
騎馬戦から私7回も気絶しちゃった。ラスト2回はほぼ脱水症状によるもの。
僕なんかよりよっぽど壮絶
Trying
だ
to
った
eat
ん
with
だ
one
ね。
arm, with one
いや
hand is
そう
very
よ
difficult.
急に個性出たなんて聞かされて、しかもそれがバッキバキのリスキーパワー。
誰も心配することのない僕なりのやり方がいる。
Oh great.
次回予告。
What is with that guy? Okay.
Okay, so effectively, I think the reason why Bakugo is so like high energy, high strung, wound up, might be because of his mom. You heard his mom.
I mean, you know,
I mean-
fruit doesn't fall far from the tree, as they say.
This is true, and also I see where
I see where his mom's coming from, though. It's like, don't just wake up and start yelling. What are you doing?
I mean, I don't know. I guess they're doing it to be funny. I would imagine that someone like in real life, like Bakugo, with those kind of anger issues, had to suffer some kind of trauma as a child.
not necessarily, not necessarily. Okay, because you see, maybe he did experience trauma, but also the nurturing effect of a parent. For instance, there's certain things that get passed down and you don't even notice it. Certain habits and certain things, maybe being around them too much. For instance, me and my dad, I never noticed this, but me and my dad actually have a lot of the same mannerisms and stuff like that, and I have to ask myself, is it just from me hanging around him a lot, or is it some other genetic disposition? I don't know, because I remember like one day my mom told me that I was like 12 or 13 at the time. She said I came in, sat on the couch the exact same way Dad did. I like plopped down and then put my leg up like this, and I was just like, ugh. And my mom said, I swear to God, I thought you were your dad for just a second there. And I'm like, huh. And certain things can get passed down. I mean, and also I know people who are very high energy and very high strung, and when you meet their parents, you can see kind of where it comes from.
I got my dad's quiet awkwardness. but luckily I worked retail for 10 years, so I managed to learn somewhat to stop being as bad.
I mean, that's all well and good. He's literally like screaming at people, saying he's going to kill them, and like throwing tables across the room. Like, that's a little bit more than just some mannerisms he's picked up. Like,
you think so?
Possibly.
You think so? But for instance, I mean, Mark Wahlberg, he said where he grew up in a house with nothing but a bunch of angry men that just yelled at each other, you know, like talking street talk from Boston. He was just like one of his first mannerisms he ever learned was literally go fuck yourself. It's like, hey, go fuck yourself, huh? How about that, huh? Yeah.
see, I don't think those are good coping mechanisms. I would qualify some of that as trauma. Like, there's some kind of weird, like, verbal abuse going back and forth where you don't learn how to deal with situations without resorting to anger and violence. So,
Maybe. I mean,
You know.
there's a lot of things it can attribute to.
Well, I feel like it's just
because if we're using Mark Wahlberg as an example, I seem to recall that he got in a lot of trouble for, like, almost beating a dude to death.
In back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, so,
but,
I mean-
but that was in his teenage years. He said like from ages like 3 to 10. He said his upbringing was actually fairly decent.
I feel like people's personalities are determined partially just by themselves and partially by upbringing. And Bakugo seems to be one of those people that had like a very passionate and intense personality early on, and he wanted to be as good as he could be and everything. And Midoriya coming into his upbringing and kind of flipping over the table in terms of like someone being nice to him whenever he didn't want help and stuff like that, I think kind of set him off. And just
Maybe that's what it is.
he's just been obsessive about it. He's like, he
It's-
seems to have like an obsessive compulsive almost type
It's
thing.
undue angst because he's in love with Midoriya and
Wow.
can't admit it.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know we'd gone on to Tumblr in this motherfucker.
Like, this is seriously turning into a harem anime. Everybody is obsessed with Midoriya.
Well,
Seriously.
it's because, dude, it's because he's inspiring people, and that's what All Might saw. That's what All Might wants him to pretty much take up the mantle of the next like number one superhero, because he sees that Midoriya actually has the ability to inspire people, to inspire them to want more, to want better, and to better themselves, and to try and help help people in the world. In which, yeah, I can see that. And
I still don't think that everyone is really obsessed with him. Like, his friends just see him as like, you know, a friend like they do.
I'm
their-
saying
his
that
other
jokingly.
friends,
Like,
so,
Well-
I'm not taking it that seriously.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
but
I feel like a lot of it is, yes, this is a cartoon, so Bakugo's just ridiculous. But I'm saying people don't act like that in real life unless something has gone on that's not normal and,
Yeah.
has affected their ability to adjust to, society.
fair enough.
Maybe we'll find out some backstory on him eventually that'll kind of open up why he's like that or something.
Yeah,
Possibly
maybe.
whenever he starts to either. I feel like he's gonna have like a point where he nearly turns villain at some point. Just, I feel
Either
like
that or he's tempted
what they're gonna
and
end up doing with
outright
him.
just says, no, I have my own plans.
I don't know.
in
I
my
guess
life."
I just feel like he's like almost like a caricature. So I don't know. I struggle to take him seriously, and I kind of wonder why even do all that in this. I don't see where they're going with it.
I don't know, man. I really don't. I mean, there's so many ways they can go with the character, and hopefully they go a good way. Which, I mean, we'll have to see. We will literally have to see how it all turns out. But yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with how this episode wound up. I mean, because you had Bakugo versus Todoroki, which was awesome in its own right.
I was kind of thinking if I was actually in the crowd there, I would have started that wrestling chant. It's like, "This is awesome."
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, we did that the other night at a wrestling show. It was at a bar in Asheville, North Carolina, called the Mothlight. Good Lord, man. The place was literally packed. We had at least max capacity in that place was 100. We were pushing it. And there was one match that happened. It was Draco versus the Sultan, and Draco had been getting the shit kicked out of him literally the entire match, and then he made a big comeback, and he pretty much had the Sultan on the ropes and everything, and they did this like series of moves that went really well, and the whole crowd was just like cheering, yeah. And then all of a sudden, the DJ up on stage started just chanting, "This is awesome!" And I'm like, "Oh, let's get it!" And then I joined in, and then everyone else joined in, and it was like, "Oh, felt so good."
Nice.
Felt so good to get that. And Draco actually got knocked out during that match. He actually got slammed down, and he took the power bomb wrong and landed on his head.
Oh shit.
And he said he got knocked out for about a good 3 to 5 seconds, and he woke back up as Ryan, the Sultan, was picking him back up to do a suplex. And I was just like, damn, are you good? He's like, oh, I'm good, man. It's not the first time. I'm like, might want to get checked, dude, because concussions are no joke, especially now that CTE is we know the full trauma of not taking a break and letting the brain heal once it's had a concussion. Too many concussions, that's a dangerous thing. Concussion after concussion with the the damage already done to the brain, that's even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus. But anyway, I can't wait to see what's going to happen next. Which hope you all have enjoyed this so far. I mean, this was a good episode. And if you want to see more, I mean, head over to our Patreon and check that out. And if you want to check out some other stuff, feel free to. And also hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified. And until next time, I'm Nate.
Micah.
I'm Nick.
We will see you all in the next one. Peace out.